see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Back up, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops,
We don't need them.
back up,
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops.
we don't need them.
Bye bye.
We want freedom. Look at him giving orders. Look at him giving orders.
Back up. We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops,
Freedom, freedom. Back up.
we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops,
We don't need them.
back up.
We want freedom, freedom. We don't need them, need them.
Back up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, defund them.
No justice.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass
Police. No peace.
Fuck these racist ass.
Police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
Fuck them.
No justice. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
No justice.
Fuck these racist ass police.
Desecrating the American flag by changing its color.
I will do it, Lord will. Mom's gonna kill me.
I got the phone. I was like, oh, really? Like,
Rocket teams, like I'm in the jersey. Dubs versus Hawks, took off Katie jersey. Katie go to 30. Real service.
The percentage of cops who beat their wives is a Wait, is it
how do you spell Nazi?
RPG!
How do you spell racist?
RPG!
How do you spell Nazi?
RPG!
How do you spell racist?
RPG!
How do you spell Nazi?
RPG!
How do you spell murderer? How do you spell murderer?
RPG!
How do you spell fascist?
RPG!
How do you spell fascist?
RPG!
How do you spell racist?
RPG!
How do you spell murderer?
RPG!
How do you spell murderer?
RPG!
How do you spell Nazi?
RPG!
How do you spell racist?
RPG!
How do you spell fascist?
What about it? The pay fucking beats being a teacher or working at the DMV or fucking anything else I could think of. You gotta wake up early and go to Wegmans tomorrow, protect some grapes?
That was great.
I know I do my shopping at Aldi's. I don't want to be caught dead next to you murderous motherfuckers.
Hey, fuck Wegmans too! With her racist ass, bitch ass, dumb Drake. That's why you're
wish you would push gun rights for people of color too, but you only want white folks to have guns, huh?
Yeah. That's insane. No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. Fuck 12, no justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Fuck 12, no justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Fuck 12.
Justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Justice,
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
Justice, no peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
Justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
Fuck 12.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
Fuck 12. No peace.
Where's the police?
Fuck 12. No peace. Fuck 12.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
Fuck 12.
No peace. Fuck these
Racist ass police. Fuck 12.
Justice.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police.
No
Peace. These racist ass police.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
No justice. No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace.
Excited to use it.
I can't wait to shoot this. It'll be just like Call of Duty.
No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. 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 No peace. Fuck these racist.
Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Fuck up. Fuck up. The people in the back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Formation. We're gonna have everybody take a few 10 steps back. Move as a unit. Ready? Stop. Stop. 2, stop. 3, stop. 4, stop. 5, stop. 6. United will never be defeated. The people 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 united will never be defeated.
The people. Mic check. Mic check.
All right, Sue. Stand for mission. Take 15 steps back. Ready? Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Step 4. Step 5. Step 6. Step 7. Step 8. Step 9. Step 10. Step 11.
Fuck 12! Fuck 12!
12.
Fuck 12! Y'all are useless! We look better in formation than you do!
I bet we have to save them out of training too.
Then it's their training. By that I mean none. Yeah, dude, it took me longer to get an associate's than it did for them to become a fucking cop. Yeah.
Step 5. Step 6. Step 7. Step 8. Step 9. Step 10. Step 11. Step 12.
Fuck 12! Fuck 12!
Step 14.
Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Still gotta be out here, bro. Fuck 12! Y'all got one life to live and you chose to be a cop! Fuck 12! Magic. Of all the things. Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Fuck 12!
Let me step back. Let me step back. Let me step back. Let me step back.
Step 7. Step 8. Step 9. Step 10. Step 11.
Fuck 12! We don't take a step 12.
color, but that's what we are. That's what we stand for. So let's continue to stand here and fight. Let's push the narratives. Let's control the narrative, and hopefully tonight we should get an answer from out of there. And hopefully we'll be celebrating a Trump win tonight.
Yes. Amen to that.
All right, I gotta find somebody here in a second.
Everything under control? Check that, sir. All under your watch, sir.
Keep America great.
Teacher, leave the kids alone.
Breaking the law.
Where's Indian Steel Park? I've been to a bunch of events down here. Like Wesley Bowl.
Right.
Oh, there, dude! I've been looking for you.
Wait, you over there getting all fucked up?
Yeah, I'm like,
I saw you over there. I was talking with her because she was like, she got that address to get. She's like, I'm not employed. I was like, you're looking for people to go help Trump right now. And so she was gonna go call,
hell yeah!
contact them. She was a smart girl. She was. Hey, what you doing there? I didn't even see you there.
I'm lacing up my shoes so I can start running some routes. The wrong one. They're not very tacky.
You know, it's a little bit warmer tonight than it was yesterday, I do believe.
Yeah,
We didn't play one-on-one, trust me.
it was cold last night, man.
I'd have to
I'm not gonna lie.
do that. I won't disarm voluntarily down in Phoenix. Not voluntarily.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here.
The energy is 3 times better than it was yesterday, right? Thank God those people brought pizza and food and everything else that people bought. It was amazing. People brought coffee.
Oh no, it really
Unreal.
nice.
Unreal the way people just pitch in and help out.
Yep.
Hell yeah! They love Trump. So are they still starting this at the Capitol in the afternoons and then coming over here, or are they just coming here?
Today it was really unorganized because last night they were here and they said that be here at 2 o'clock, but then a bunch of people showed up at the Capitol at 2 o'clock from some other page or something. And all I heard was be here at 2. Since I do speak on the microphone, I don't want to be late. I don't know what the fuck expect. You know,
Right.
500 people who walk in. I mean, you saw the fucking place.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
In fact, when we were over at the state capitol on Saturday, and I had to take the mic away from the one lady because there's a scuffle up there.
Yeah, I saw that.
So whatever happened, I took the mic away, and then they said, "Hey, can Daniel McCarthy speak?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, man! I don't care. I just had to get away from them because I don't know what the hell's going on. It's my mic." Well, Daniel McCarthy's people were here today, and they're like, "Hey." At first, they blamed Aaron. They blamed Aaron. They're like, they thought it was me. They're like, well, they say that one of Daniel McCarthy's people pushed the lady and took the mic away. I was like, no, I took the mic away. And they're like, well, he was the one that spoke next. I'm like, yeah, I handed him the mic. And they're like, really? Because this lady says that one of Daniel McCarthy's people pushed her, and took the mic away when she was.
No, I got it on video.
You got a video?
Yeah.
You got? Do you have me taking
from
the mic?
from the Capitol.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ellie, because I went up there and I was like, "Where's the mic? Where's the mic?" And she pulled it out from under her shirt. Count up!
Oh yeah, dude, I got that incident on video, man.
These people, they got my contact information because they raised a whole bunch of hell with Daniel McCarthy's team. They think that he was roughing up that lady with the blue shirt. And I was like, no, that's fucking me.
That's funny, dude.
They wanna fuck her on the mic. That's where you find out who owns.
What do you want? Feels like
María Osorio.
Traducción.
Traducción, María. Yes.
Gracias.
Traducción. So when Maria is saying, my name is Maria, I'm a member of AAC. The reason that we are here is because we're seeing a level of illegal evictions that have been rising up in the past months. We are here today supporting Martha, who was evicted a couple of weeks ago. It was an illegal eviction. It was an elderly woman, 71 years old, that got an illegal eviction. Her medicine is still in there, and the landlord wouldn't let her back in, right? So what we're seeing today is the community coming together. Tenants, homeowners, what have you, are coming together to put pressure on these landlords and to stop these illegal evictions, and to also pressure our council members, our representatives, because they need to be working with the community. They need to be healing these wounds that we are seeing that are being inflicted on our community, on our people, on our kids, on our families, on our elderly people, and we're not going to stand for that. So that's why when we fight, we win, and that's why we are here. Because when we fight,
We win! We win!
What do we need? We're asking the public to do something. Because right now we have a wave of evictions that are coming. These are coming. It's no secret. What can the public do?
Estoy diciendo qué el público que puede hacer para poderse unir, o qué es lo que el público debe hacer sabiendo que hay muchas elecciones que están en ese momento.
Bueno, yo creo que lo mejor que podemos hacer es avisarle a la población que aquí hay un apoyo con ASO y hay más organizaciones que pueden ayudar para que puedan defenderse, porque de otro modo si no se comunican con una independencia como nosotros, no lo van a lograr, porque no hay quien nos va a ayudar.
So I urge tenants, I urge people to join AAC or to join your nearest organization. Right now, these are the organizations that are stopping this illegal eviction. People are coming together to stop this. So people need to know their rights. One way to do it is you can text organize to 79606. Text organize to 79606. That way, we'll be able to get your information, we'll be able to get you in contact with legal advice, and you have a community and organization that is going to back you up and is going to fight for your rights. Otra cosa que se puede hacer también en este momento, le estamos diciendo a la gente que texte la palabra organice, con Z al final, organice, O-R-G-A-N-A-Z-E. O-R-G-A-N-A-N-I-Z-E. Texten esto al número 79606. De esa forma podemos tener su información. Un organizador va a estar en contacto con ustedes para poder entender su situación y también podemos ayudar. We have free legal clinics every Tuesday and every Thursday. So join AAC. We'll be able to give you that information so you can know your rights, and you have, in a case that you're going through an eviction already, you need to go to court, there's a high probability that we can help you out getting some legal help. So please reach out and pass the word along. Thank you. I feel this is discriminating against the Latino and the black and brown community. And at the same time, they're trying to steal our belongings. And at the same time, they're putting us out. This is completely wrong, and I feel like they're discriminating against us, and that should not be happening.
Y no nada más ahí, vemos muchos más que nos están discriminando a todos nos discriminan. Y debemos de apoyarnos uno nosotros como para que vean que no están solos.
And it's not just her, people like me and more folks are going through the same situation, and we are being harassed by landlords who by any means want us out. So that's why it's important that we come together. It's important that we pressure our council members to pass this anti-harassment bill that would penalize these landlords with fines up to $10,000. So because we gotta make an example out of these people, because they cannot be getting away with taking our folks out like this.
This is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. People want to know. People want to know who we are. Who we are. So we tell them. So we tell them. We are the tenants. We are the tenants. Mighty, mighty tenants. Mighty, mighty tenants. For justice. Fighting for justice. Stopping evictions. Stopping evictions.
Quiero dar otro mensaje. Como ustedes se dieron cuenta, ahorita va a sacar las cosas más urgentes, como medicina, país, ropa, pero también se llegó a un acuerdo de que va a regresar la señora Marta a sacar todo lo que hace falta. Eso es un logro también muy grande. Gracias por estar aquí, pero también necesitamos contar con el apoyo de ustedes, de nuestros miembros, para ese día que la señora Marta esté preparada a venir a sacar, ya sea su camita, ya sea lo que ella tenga en su vivienda, para asesorarnos de que no sea acosada y le permitan sacar todo. ¿Están de acuerdo?
Sí.
Ok, entonces vamos a estar avisando.
So, as we know, she's inside right now getting her most urgent stuff, her medicine, her ID, and some of her clothes. And also we got into an agreement that she's going to be able to come back another day and grab her dad and the other stuff that's going to remain in the house right now. So what I'm going to ask you guys is that if we can make a commitment to whenever she's ready to come back, if we can come out and help her to make sure that she's not being harassed again, to make sure that she's actually getting back into her place, and to make sure that she's grabbing all her stuff. And obviously, this is a 71-year-old person who's going to need help, and that's what we are here for. So are we okay with that? Can we do that?
Yes.
All right. Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
No más desalojos.
No. No más. No más.
No más desalojos.
No más. No más.
No más desalojos.
No más. No más.
No más desalojos.
No más. No más.
¡Sí se puede!
Vamos a esperar.
What do you want?
I don't even see many sheriffs around tonight.
No.
Every night. I mean, last night there was like 5. They came over earlier. They told her she couldn't use 2 speakers.
Yeah, I saw
these
that.
guys, they had a fire pit over here. They told him to take it away.
Yeah, I was talking to him a little earlier. He was like, that was pretty fucked up. But.
Oh yeah, no man, they popped up a little tent thing, and they all kicked back, and it was like, you know, I mean, there was no harm, you know. I mean, this is the free speech zone here.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I know.
Remember after 9/11 when they came out with that shit, like the free speech zones after 9/11?
I didn't pay attention to it.
That's when it happened. Really, right after 9/11, and everybody was protesting and shit. And then free speech zones. America's no longer free speech, so you got to be standing right over there.
You know, it's gonna get crazy here real quick. Real quick. I mean, you know, they're talking like maybe within the next month or so that Trump might introduce the aliens.
Oh shit!
You know, because he's been working with them. I mean, at least I think he has. And there's a lot of other people that think that other beings are working with them, right? And they're like, and then those meme videos are always like shows like a Martian in a spaceship. Our turn yet? No, stand by. You ready for us? No. So maybe we'll see something. I don't know, because he says the best is yet to come.
That'd be great.
And on 12/21, Jupiter overtakes Saturn, and something's supposed to happen. Because you've seen those Isaac Cappy videos.
Yeah, I know Isaac Cappy.
Do you? You know he's alive, man.
Huh?
He's alive.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
So about 2 months ago, I was watching the videos, and there's a reference to Isaac Cappy, and then I was like, what? So I go to Twitter. I put Isaac Cappy. There he is, a brand new account. Came up in July, verified with the check mark, and he's pulling out all these codes. And they're like, Isaac, is that you? And then like 2 months ago, now he's just talking every day. He says his account can't come down. But you know, he did that 12/21 video. 12/21 gonna take it away.
I gotta check into that shit.
12/21 gonna burn away or whatever. You know the video I got. Yeah. That's when Jupiter overtakes Saturn. Something's supposed to happen. I don't know what it is.
See, the last videos I saw from Cappy were a little string of like crazy videos from his mom's up.
I mean,
he used to be a big supporter of ours for the border with CMEX and
really?
Yeah. Like we video talk all the whole group of him.
Go onto Twitter. He's there. If I could probably bring him up. We could see what he said today. Because this guy. Oh God, it's painful to bend down, pick shit up. I was showing those other guys Princess Diana's memorial. You know, it's a giant cube from the aerial view. They didn't know, but let's see, Twitter. It's this video here where they talk to her. It shows like Trump with aliens and shit. So that was Twitter yesterday. But let's see. Search. So let's see what he says. It's tweeted. He's tweeting, and everybody's like, Isaac, is that you? He's like, yeah, it's me. He's tweeting. These are all today.
Damn, look at this, guys. Hold on. You guys remember that, dude? crazy. I gotta check that out and go through that.
Yeah. So it showed up on a video, and I was like, what? It showed Isaac got a big old grayish beard. It's possible soldier. I think it looked like people were assuming it may have been an Israeli soldier behind him from the epaulette. And that was it, just one picture, but then all of a sudden,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're a little past 8. I'm not hearing anything.
There's 150 people here for sure tonight. That was a pretty big crowd
For Wednesday night, yeah. For Wednesday. I'd like to see it just keep getting bigger and bigger, but I mean, realistically,
It's supposed to end.
people gotta work.
I know. I had to work on Monday and Tuesday, and yesterday I had to be up at 5 a.m. But I still stayed out here till 10 p.m. Oh man, it's a fucking mess over there.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
So can you tell how many viewers you got online with you right now? We got 140 people watching. That's fucking awesome. It's huge.
most of them left already, dude. I think we have like 500 in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think I'm gonna take off though and go grab a hotel room. Okay. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, man. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Good to say.
All right, thank you, brother. You have a good one. Get your Trump on, girl. Hell yeah. She's doing her thing. All right, guys. I'm taking off. I got to go get a hotel room. If you guys like what I do, please do me a favor. Click that support link. Everything that we get right now is going towards hotel rooms for the stay out here in Phoenix, so we can continue covering the events over at the county recorders and over at the state capitol, as well as on Saturday we're going to be hooking up with the people that did the 90-mile long Trump train, and they're going to be doing another one Saturday morning, 9 a.m. That's going to start at Lake Pleasant, I believe, and they're going to drive from Lake Pleasant up to the state capitol protest. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta let this truck warm up a bit. Herbert the pervert. Trump's not losing his supporters, dude. You're crazy on that one. You're looking at a Wednesday night where realistically people fucking that support Trump, we work, right? I'm here because this is my work. This is my job. This is what I do, right? Other people, they work at stores, businesses, corporations. You know, they feed their family. They got to make a paycheck and feed their family. It is getting chilly out there. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and cut this stream. When I get to my hotel, I may set up the laptop and just run videos during the night while I'm, just so you guys have something to watch if you're interested. Until then, you guys have a good one. Stay safe. God bless you. I shall see you tomorrow. Make sure you click that support link, guys.
Excited that Joe Biden is in office. Joe Biden is not the answer to liberation. That will not come with his presidency. And I think that a lot of people are really excited because things are going to go back to the way that they were when Obama was president. But Obama made us all very comfortable, and that was what enabled Trump's presidency. And so I don't want people to get comfortable with a comfortable white moderate as our president.
Yeah, I think it's really important to emphasize. Like, I feel like a lot of liberals around America right now are feeling like, yo, like all this stuff we've been protesting, we got it. Like, I just really want to emphasize, like, yo, this presidency has had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with why we're protesting out here. Like, we have not been protesting against Trump. Exactly. I mean, don't get it wrong. We all despise that piece of shit. Like, don't get it twisted. But like, we have not been protesting for Biden. We have not been protesting against Trump. Like, that's almost like it's basically irrelevant to why we're out here today. Let's not get that conflated. We haven't won shit.
We are not Trump. It's out now.
No.
We're not that group.
Hell,
They're
I'm more like
amazing,
finding Kamala out
Yeah,
now.
we're not that. Nicole?
So, the way I feel about it is that nothing has really changed, in my honest opinion. It hasn't really changed my mindset. The one thing that I have realized during this past election is that if you stress the importance of it enough, people will get out to vote. That's what I saw come out from this election. And we had, record number of Americans vote this year. I believe it was in the 70 millions, but never before have that many Americans voted. So that is the one thing. Biden winning, it's a wonderful thing that Trump is no longer in office, but that's not something that I'm going to celebrate. Like Marilyn said, Biden is not the answer to our liberation. There's still so much work that we need to get done. And like Conrad said, we were not marching for either of them. We were not marching for that election. And all of the problems that were there before are still there right now. So for people to be celebrating, Biden winning this election and people putting him on this pedestal as a savior of some sort is bullshit. That makes no sense to me. What change have you actually seen? They have to make change on their own. They are two very imperfect people as well. They are not good. I don't agree with either of them, but we were forced in this election to choose between the lesser of two evils. So I voted for Biden for that reason, and we'll see if he actually lives up to his word, because we all know how politicians are. Regardless what they say they stand up for, they all lie. They all do something dirty to get to that top part where they want to be. So, yeah.
The way I'm seeing this and the way I'm viewing people celebrating is treating Joe Biden as if he's some white savior. In a world that I'd like to live in, no white man is going to save us from all of the genocide and the torture and the enslavement that we've experienced as BIPOC folks. I don't want to see a president. I said this yesterday on live, and I've said it at protests as well. But I'm for abolition for every single system, every single one. And if there was this system still in place, I'd be a little bit happy if I seen somebody get on stage and they say, I plan to give indigenous people their land back. I plan to give black people reparations. I plan to have no more borders. That would be somebody that would at least bring me some type of hope. But somebody that's saying affordable health care, no, free health care for all, free community college, free college for all people, and then taxing the rich. Why are we allowing people to make this much money when we have homeless people? Instead of focusing on them, we're not focusing on the people that are unhoused and the people that are in poverty. This is not somebody that is making me have hope. People are so complicit in this system that is something that is making them happy. Joe Biden and Kamala. They have both put many black people in jail, many BIPOC people in jail, also white people. They are not good people, and they are pro-police. They are very pro-police. They are not good people. They haven't done anything for this movement, and I guarantee you they will not do anything. They will not help get any of our demands met. And I'm not seeing him as the savior for America. That's not what it is. If there's anybody that needs to be in charge of this land that we are on, it is an indigenous person. And if there's anyone to make decisions for the black community, it needs to be a black person. If there's anybody to make decisions for the Mexican community, the Asian community, the Filipino community, again, it needs to be their people speaking for them, especially not a white man. He is not going to make all of your dreams come true. And I'm excited for us to get to a point where we do not have that system in place anymore, a system that was created for white men with money. And I'm not a white man with money. You're not a white man with money. You're not. None of these people here are, and I guarantee most of the people that come out and protest aren't as well. We are not the 1%. We are the 99%. They're not for us. Does anyone else want to speak?
Yeah, like to piggyback off what you're saying, like about like this entire system is like specifically made. Like this entire country was like formed as like a bunch of white dude tax evasion scheme. Like that shit that's exactly what's still going on today, you know. But like a little bit more about the specifics of like people think that like Biden, Kamala is going to change things, fix things, make it better. Like these two individuals are literally the epitome of the prison industrial complex. Look at their history. Like I'll read something later. We'll get around to it. But they are the epitome of policing and reinforcing racist institutions that are like literally disastrous for this movement. These two specific individuals, like in 2020, in the year that we've seen massive uprisings and an outburst of pain and languish and resilience and strength of BIPOC people against a very unjust, corrupt, racist policing system. What did the Democratic Party offer us? The man who wrote the 1994 crime bill and California's top cop. Like, that's what the Democratic Party offered all of us who are looking to defund the police. And now we're supposed to celebrate these people? Nothing about that sits well with, I think, any of us.
One thing to remember, Biden's not for defunding. He doesn't believe in taking away from the police. He believes in reform. Biden wants to reform policing. We all can look at the history of this country and see reform has never fucking worked. Ever. Not a day in this history of this country has reform for the police ever worked. So for you guys to be happy about it, I mean, he might have this great plan for Black America. Like, you know, I've read some of it. It seems great. Like, it seems like he's in the right direction. But here's the problem with him: he can't do shit. He can't do none of that. Not with Mitch McConnell, he can't. And I don't see Mitch McConnell going anywhere anytime soon. Because you know why? Because people don't go vote more often. Because people don't step up and do the things that they need done in order to stop having people like Biden and Harris be the only options for us. These guys are not the only options. That was a settlement. We settled for them. Literally. Biden and Harris were a settlement. Okay? Yeah. Because there was nobody better than them. Which I'm pretty sure there actually was. But nobody just did the research or did any of that to even realize that and just went with the two popular ones. That's what it was. The popular people. It's not the popular people that get shit done. It's the people that go underneath the radar and fly underneath the radar unnoticed. That are really for the people. Like I said, Biden doesn't even believe in defunding. He believes in reform. You can't reform police that ain't never been receptive to reform. You send these guys to freaking Israel to go train with the military for crying out loud. And you think reform's gonna work? You okay.
Can't reform something that was built on the foundation of hate and racism, like in itself. That is not something to reform. That's something to abolish, like trash, throw it out. And something I wanted to say about Biden and Harris is something that I've thought is really kind of dangerous in my opinion lately is that people are so caught up in celebrating them. And why are they being celebrated? Because there are these key things that society loves and society wants to see more of that Biden and Harris both have qualities of these things. For Biden, people think that he's a lot nicer than Trump. People think that he's a lot more compassionate and a lot more humane. And in addition to that, the fact that he was the vice president to Obama definitely gives him this beautiful butterfly look. So people were very excited about that. And at the same time, with Kamala, it's the first Black and Indian vice president in U.S. history. It's the first vice president in U.S. history to not be an old white man. So that is, of course, a huge accomplishment to Black people, to Indians, and to people of color, and to women, and all femmes. And I think those things have been praised so much that it's making everything else be looked over. Like, oh yeah, they did this in their past, but oh, no, like, forget that. But do you see this? Do you see what we have right now? Like, no, we're not going to forget that. We're not going to pretend that it's okay that that happened in their past just because of where they've actually managed to reach. We're not going to throw everything out and forget it. And so that's been a really dangerous thing that I've been witnessing, specifically on social media, is them being praised for these specific things and everything else gets swept under the rug.
Let's not forget that Black, brown, and indigenous people are still being locked up underneath these same laws that these two put into place. Well, that one of them put into place and one of them carried out to the fullest extent of it. So let's not forget that Black and brown and indigenous people are still being locked up underneath those same exact laws. You want to come say what you just said? Come on.
Was that Abby?
Yeah.
Come talk, Abby Wabby.
Say what you just said.
We also can't forget the fact that even though we are no longer under Trump's government, technically, that little Black kids are still dying. Like, I think it was today or last night, a little Black boy at that, died. He was found dead in Louisiana, and they said that his story was just like Emmett Till's. So
yeah, actually, go
until
ahead,
things are changed and people and little boys are no longer killed, the government and the system still trash.
Say that.
Trash.
It's gonna get I want to be an optimist, but realistically, it's gonna get a lot darker before it gets brighter. These next few months, while we still are under the Trump administration, are gonna get dark as hell, and people are gonna look forward to January 20th. That will change things, and I don't know. Right now, I'm really looking at all of Biden's first day policies, rejoin the Paris Accord. That's cool, and a lot of other things. But so far, I have not seen a single statement addressing what we've been out on the streets every single day for. Not even a token policy. And just real quick, speaking on that, not a single one of us asked for Biden and Kamala. Not a single one of us wanted that. We've been asking for liberation, and they gave us tokenism.
Yep.
Kamala is not for us, and we are not for Kamala whatsoever. Like Biden literally just promised you will get a black female as VP to placate the more moderate or more liberals that literally just want the littlest bit of representation with none of our demands, none of the things we ask for. You're gonna get a black woman VP and none of the other things. That's not what we've asked for. Fuck tokenism. We're like if tokenism was the way to liberation, we'd be happy with Clarence Thomas. You know, it ain't like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted by the comments, but I also wanted to add on. I don't even remember what I was about to say. Sorry, I'm so distracted. Oh, there we go. I just wanted to add that when Trump became president and we started to see how horrible he was, even before he got elected into office, you know, everyone was just so in shock. Like, so in shock that there are people like this in the world and that people like this could be elected. There are two differences between Biden and Trump that are major that we should be able to notice. Trump is an out racist and Biden is a closeted racist. They are both racist. Biden told black people that they needed to vote for him.
That you wasn't black if you didn't vote for him. He said that this year. He said that this year. He said you ain't black if you don't vote, if you have to figure out between me or him.
Biden fits the script of what an American. No, you're good, babe. Biden fits the script of what an American president should look like. He sells it to us. He picks his. If you notice, they pick and choose what party they're going to go for because you can win either way. If you shoot for the racist party and you throw in a little bit of sprinkle of caring, you'll win. If you go for the poorer community and you sprinkle in a little bit for the Republicans, you'll win. And it's insane that here we are again. How many days were we in? 166 days in. And we still had to fucking vote. Imagine if we had everybody out on the streets the first 2 weeks and we didn't have to vote anymore because we tore the whole system down. We abolished the whole system. And we didn't have to choose another white man to tell us what we're going to be doing with our lives. Just because he has now been elected does not mean that we stop. Why are you smiling at that, Nicole?
No, I thought it was...
Does not mean that we stop. We have to keep going because I guarantee you we're going to have to face the same exact issues we've been facing when we had Trump as a president. And those white people that we were scared about, oh, the white supremacists have come out more, the country is divided. The country has been divided. And white supremacists and Proud Boys have been out here.
Yeah.
And now that Trump is gone, that doesn't mean they're just going to crawl back. That doesn't mean it's all over. That doesn't mean black people are going to stop dying. Indigenous people are going to stop dying. Families aren't going to stop being separated. All of it. All of it.
What I was smiling at is a comment that popped into my head is because you were talking about, you know, why would we let yet another old rich white man make a decision for us and tell us what to do? And I'm like, you look back in history, ain't one damn old rich white man ever made the right decisions for this country. Like, that's all I'm saying. That's what I thought about. I'm like, from the beginning, from that first person that decided to claim this land that isn't theirs, they've been making wrong decisions from the start, from the jump. How many more? We're on 46 now. How many more presidents that are making the wrong decisions until we figure out that we need to cut it out? It's done. How many more? That's my question. Because as much as people also love to praise Obama, I really don't. There's a lot of war crimes that man committed. Whole lot of war crimes that man committed in the Middle
black
East.
and brown people.
And I'm not going to overlook that. I'm not going to be so in love with the fact that he's black that I overlook the wrongs that he did. I will not. I refuse. And I refuse to settle with the fact that he's black. I refuse that. Because I care just as much about our people that I do about those people that are in the Middle East, those families that are there and going through those same hardships. We are evil to them. This country is evil in their eyes. And I'm not going to overlook that. I do not praise Obama, no.
I do not praise anybody that bombs other countries.
That's right.
Nobody.
Those are bombs anybody, if I'm being honest.
That's imperialism.
Today is Veterans Day, and I'm seeing a lot of posts about veterans and people praising the people that have served this country. And they are worse than the police. They are worse than the police. They commit genocide 10 times more than the system that we have set up here. They go other places and commit genocide for oils, for land, for whatever it is. They are horrible people. They are also in the system that I want to be completely gone. Completely gone. And I know there's going to be a lot of arguments of who will protect us. Protecting us is not bombing people.
It's literally just civil seizure, but on an international scale.
And another thing, oh, sorry. Sorry. I wanted to add on to what Tati had said is that a very important fact is that after people are, demanded to commit war crimes in order to fight for their country and keep us protected, and a lot of them do really, really horrible things to innocent civilians. I've read so many stories, and I don't even want to mention those topics because it's just terrible. And the thing that gets me the most is those same people return here and are treated like heroes. They return here, and what they did was amazing. What they did was so brave. What they did was the best thing you could have possibly done for your entire family. Was it really? What did you really do there?
Most veterans,
and that's something that I also don't stand for.
Feel that way. Most veterans don't feel that way.
When they come back, this country treats them like shit. But they wouldn't fight for this country. But when they come back, they end up hating going there and fight for this country, because when they come back and they need all this stuff and they come back with PTSD, or they come back all
the government don't care about them.
The government don't give a shit about them, don't help them with nothing, or none of that shit. That's why there's so many homeless veterans now.
But they're so ready and so quick to sign a piece of paper that forces you to put your life on the line so that they can sit behind that desk and sit pretty and drive their Tesla. But you were out there. You were out there in the dirt doing all of the dirty work. That's what they do. They're so quick to do that, but then they don't take care of you when you actually get back and you have so much trauma from your experiences. So abolish the whole system. And that's the one thing that America, I feel like, is holding on to, because if we're being honest, when it comes to economic-wise, China is #1 in the world. But the one thing that America is holding on to with such a grip is its military forces. The military forces, what they're holding on to, is the one thing that they got #1 of. And who's going to come at you if they know that you got the most bombs? You know?
That's literally our only skill.
I do want to have sympathy, though, for the black and brown and indigenous people that get recruited straight after high school because they make it seem so amazing and they have no choice. I'm really happy that here in Seattle we have gotten police out of our schools, but we also need to get recruiters out of our schools because they prey on them. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it with my brother. They prey on them when you are poor and you have no money, and those are their greatest recruitments. When you have no money and they tell you they'll pay for college, you'll have a place to live, you'll have food, you'll have money, you'll be able to take care of your family. I see it happen. I've seen it happen. And I do want to have some sympathy for those people that have that are victims to the military system, but I still want to abolish it. I feel like I can hold that sympathy for them and understand how the military has taken advantage of them, but also I want to abolish the whole fucking thing, and no person is a hero of mine that has bombed so many black and brown people. It's no hero of mine.
They don't even try to hide it.
People go kill other people. Like, bro, you gotta be a sick human being to go to a different country and want to kill somebody. All because of what somebody said they supposedly did. Like, dead ass. All this, that war on drugs, the war on terrorism was all because of something the government said that they did. Literally. That brown people did. Oh, these brown people did this. So now we have to start this war to go make sure they don't do it again to us. But what did they really do to us? Let's be real. What did they really do to us? Besides have resources that we wanted. What did they really do to us besides have the resources that this greedy-ass country wanted for themselves? What did they really do? You can say 9/11, but That happened after we went over there and tried to take their resources to a predominantly brown country. Just saying. I mean,
Mighty Mouse just said if the college, if college was free, the army would have little recruits. That is so true.
Yes.
People have their basic needs.
Yes.
The army would have little recruits.
Yes.
They would have so little. I wanted to go into the topic of how we move forward now. What are our plans moving forward now that? Go ahead, Vic.
I just want to piggyback off something that you said earlier.
Go ahead.
Well, two things super quick. Just one about like how you do want to have sympathy, or we do have sympathy for Black, brown, and Indigenous people going to the military, not because they made the right choice, but like I want to quote Brother Ali, an albino blind Muslim man from Minnesota, in a song called "Letter from the Government," talking about like how we refuse to draft. But he's talking shit on everybody that goes to the military, but he does check himself. Like I'm in no position to judge a young stud trying to use the military to come the fuck up. Because when you literally have no other option no other options. I'm not trying to disempower ourselves because we do have power. But when you look at your options and like shit, the only way I'm gonna get a fucking education is by going overseas and killing people for this government that I hate. Like, those are the choices you're given. And, like, you do have to take into account where you come from and like what choices you get to choose from, right? And just another thing that you were talking about earlier, which I kind of want to segue back into the topic of the day, how you're talking about like literally no white man is ever going to be our savior. Literally no white man, like no president until we abolish presidents. Like that shit will never give us liberation, because like this entire system is built on like. I just want to talk real quick about like a lot of people talk about saving democracy, and like a lot of people don't realize that the USA does not have a direct democracy.
This is dictatorship.
And like that's in the Constitution. Like that's out loud. That's not a secret. Like that's on purpose. That's open knowledge. We have what's it called? A democratic republic. And so the issue that we're facing with these elected officials that are the problem with electoral politics in general is that we elect a person that's supposed to speak for us, that's supposed to act on our behalf. And so we put somebody in there with all these promises. We put somebody in there that's like, yeah, I got your back. Like trust me, just like spot me $50, I'll hit you back for sure, man. Like the fuck you won't. The fuck you won't. You're gonna go fucking buy this, that, or the other, and you're never gonna talk to me again. That's exactly how it goes. Like electoral politics is like that unreliable friend that you know that they're just not gonna talk to you after they get your money. Like there is no accountability in the system where like into office I get to do what I want now, because it is not a direct democracy. The republic part means that we don't actually get to choose for ourselves. We place trust in others, just like on the promises that they will act on our behalf. And like, I don't know, I've seen over 260 years of that shit not working. Why do we think it's gonna work this time?
I agree with you. I agree. Y'all ready to talk about how we move forward now that Biden is elected? You ready, Nicole? One simple fucking thing, we keep doing what we've been doing and going harder. That is the most simplest fucking way to put it. That is the simplest way to put it. We don't start moving different. We don't stop coming out every single day. Biden is not going to get our fucking demands met. Biden is not going to. Right. It's a local thing. Biden is not going to bring us liberation. Biden is not going to give us justice for the people that have died. Biden is not going to give indigenous people back their lands. Biden isn't going to provide the resources that we need to survive without being enslaved by capitalism. Biden is not going to do that for us. Biden is not, and like they said earlier, this has not been a movement where we are chanting shit about like elect Biden, out Trump. Like it's fuck Biden, it's fuck Trump. That's not something this movement is based around. This movement is based around Black liberation, Black justice,
Black reparations, and we've now had the opportunity to have so many other minorities and BIPOC folks step up in this movement and also put their people in the spotlight to fight for those same things. But it's never been about a president. It's never been about a president.
These people are crazy. If y'all, all you fucking liberals, you fucking liberal creeps, okay? All you liberal creeps who think that Biden is just the answer to freaking Seattle's problem. Newsflash, you creeps, he's not. Okay?
That part.
Biden is not going to solve Seattle's problem, okay? So all you liberals I seen dancing in the street the day he won, you motherfuckers need to come to a march and get educated because y'all lost somewhere. Biden is not something to be celebrated right now because Seattle ain't changed not one good goddamn bit, okay? We still got work to do here in Seattle. Just because Biden won, cool, great, whatever. Next, he don't change the local shit, okay?
Thank you, next.
Like, for real, thank you, next, because Biden does not change the local shit we got to deal with. So all you liberal creeps in Seattle, please stop sipping the Biden Kool-Aid and get your asses back in the streets.
Take the fucking pacifier out of your... It makes any type of decision. Like they can do it all for us. Whatever they say will happen. Like these promises that they give us during their elections.
How's that work, pro bono?
They say all of these things, but they cannot give it to us. This is a democracy, right? We all believe this is a democracy, and we are protecting our democracy. So what makes people think that this one man, this one woman, person,
Can do it all.
Can do it all? They cannot. Especially Biden cannot do it with a fucking Republican
majority Senate.
Exactly.
Oh wait, can I say something?
Yeah,
come on.
No.
No, Coley, you're next. I'm sorry.
And for everyone going crazy over the vice president, that she's the first black woman and also the first Asian woman in office, she loves black children!
That part.
She does not care for us either. She is also not the answer to liberations. So sorry to say, but if you're also black and Asian dancing around on the street, educate yourself!
This kid is crazy.
Yeah,
Educate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are
We can tell. We can tell.
We are raising that kid. Go
I
ahead.
actually enjoyed that. I like that.
Very much we are.
Go ahead.
Dang, what was I gonna say?
I feel like I've been like that the whole life.
It was when it comes back to me, I got you.
Bro, these people, hey, you listen, you creeps. Local changes state, state changes federal, not the other way around, okay? The federal stuff does not change the state stuff, and it don't change the local city stuff either. You gotta change the city politics in order to change the state politics. You change state politics, then you change federal laws. Smart ones, please pick up a book.
Some people it's all
Please
okay.
do not go to prison to learn that, okay? I mean, I did, but do not take that route. It's easy to pick up a book and learn that, okay? It's proven through history. How do you think so many things got legalized federally? Because majority of the states did it first. So the federal government had no choice but to do it.
Yeah.
You have your states, when states become the majority, when something becomes legal in the majority of the U.S., the federal government has no choice but to make it a federally legal thing. They have no choice because it's already the majority in the states. So
We have a troll.
Focus.
You're getting the fuck out of here,
Pay
white.
attention.
White.
Who's the troll?
Literally white hood.
What they say?
What they saying?
They're not
Too
part-
cold to march.
We don't have to platform them.
But seriously, go out
We're terrible.
and
Like, what
local
they saying?
politics first. Seriously. That's how do you think we got a Republican majority Senate? Because people didn't vote locally first. Vote locally first.
Don't be afraid to start educating yourself when it comes to elections and all of the different parties. I just started learning about this in school. I couldn't understand it for the life of me. I wrote a whole entire essay bullshitting it. I did not fucking understand what was going on, but I am learning as I go. This is my least favorite topic because it's the one that I'm least knowledgeable about. But you don't have to be afraid to learn and still come out and fight. The more you learn about this shit, honestly, the scarier this shit is, the more you'll cry if you're like me and you're a water sign. Just that I'm least knowledgeable about. But you don't have to be afraid to learn and still come out and fight. The more you learn about this shit, honestly, the scarier this shit is, the more you'll cry if you're like me and you're a water sign. Just start diving in. Start diving into this shit and really getting to know. Cole, you remember what you were gonna say?
It wasn't really like I don't know, it wasn't really like a teaching moment, but I guess I was going based on what you were constantly mentioning, how you said that it's really impossible and funny for people to believe that this one person that you elected into office is going to make every single one of these changes that they have promised. And, you know, that's what's gotten people into this headspace of, we got Biden, we're good. We're good. We can chill. Like, no, that's not what it whatsoever. And that's exactly what people have been thinking. Because just because a candidate for president is, you know, saying that they support all of these things, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what they're going to fix, like boom, boom, boom. And we've seen that time and time again. We've had candidates who have straight up lied to our faces. We've had some who have tried to do those things, but they don't even get to that point because there's so many different ways to go through it to get there. So those are all just selling points. It's all propaganda, you know, dangle it in front of your face. Like, you almost had it, you gotta be quicker than that, you know? Like, it's not actually reality that you're going to be able to grab that so instantly. And also going based on what TK was saying is, yes, like, you need to start making these changes locally. Like, start in your household, go to work with it, go to school with it, go out to the streets with it, make these changes all around you. Go to your city, like, vote, obviously, vote, and educate yourself on a daily basis. That's what you have to do. Because you think about, you know, all of the changes that we really want to make in the world to make this a better place for everyone. So everyone is living comfortably. It's about thinking globally and acting locally. That's it.
Thank you. Say it again.
Think globally, act locally. Think globally, act locally.
Think globally, act yes, globally.
I might be too big for local.
That's it.
Think globally,
Act locally. I want to invite people in here to conversate with us.
Cool.
Here, I'm gonna invite Alex first. Nicole, roly poly.
I love y'all.
I love you.
too.
You're still gonna stay on, right? So we can invite you back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm gonna start
Love you.
cooking. So if I'm in the kitchen,
it'll be okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Love you.
Love you.
This is Alex's name.
Yeah. It's oh, what the hell?
Oh, we'll do you in just a second, Nanel. We'll do you after Alex because we told Alex we'd call them out.
Call you out.
Okay, waiting on Alex to join. Alex is amazing. They were actually the person that is. I'm gonna wait till Alex says yes, so then I can chime in and yeah.
Wait, it's gonna turn me on this.
Oh really? Oh shoot. Okay. Alex is amazing. I just wanted to say that. I hope he's still here. He's the one who got everybody together for the Count Every Vote, Protect Every Person protest. I feel like he's going to be a lot more knowledgeable on this kind of topic than I am. I don't know shit besides like the last few months of what I've been learning. Hi, Alex.
What's up, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm trying to figure out Instagram, but other than that, I'm doing well.
You're doing great, buddy. You're doing great.
Love the think globally. That is like the way to get stuff done, obviously. I just wanted to point out, and I mentioned in the chat, there are some tangible, like real reasons to be happy about Biden being president. And it's not about Biden. He's like the least inspiring candidate ever. Yeah, no, ever. But for other communities, it's a big deal. Like the immigrant community, it's a big deal right now, asylum seekers. And this is stuff that can happen on day one. I went down to the border. That's going to be a story that we haven't heard enough about. Like once the dust has settled, once Trump's gone for a little bit, like I have no idea, but I guess thousands of people are died, like stopped at our southern border, not allowed in. I'm guessing, like on the Mexico side. I'm just saying that kind of stuff. It's hard to see it because you're right. Like I don't think Biden is going to do a whole hell of a lot for the black community. I'm just going to be real. But for some of these other communities, if we want a true intersectional movement, you know, we got to take that into account too.
Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah.
Can I do you think that we can appreciate these steps moving forward without celebrating the president? Because
I'm not
okay,
yes.
He's doing like
I don't want to celebrate him. I don't care
basic
about
things
him.
you can do like as a human. Like it's not that he's not going to do good for us. He is just not going to do great for us. He is giving he got a slice of cake and say he can give it to us all, which he can't. Say he can give it to us all, and he just gives us the little piece of frosting that's on the candle that slips when you take your candles out. That's what we're celebrating, and it's like, why when there's so much more? And I think we can be happy for the communities that will benefit from his presidency, and we can also appreciate those things without celebrating him, without painting him as a white savior. I truly believe that.
100%. No reason to celebrate him at all.
Like, basically, you're saying like very similar to what I was gonna say. Like I just want to check the wording. I want to respectfully check the wording real quick about positives. These are not positive things. These are neutral things. Like this is moving from incredibly negative to bare, like baseline minimum human decency. Like this is not positivity. So, like for example, to use an analogy, I'm going to speak to the libs real quick that only care about the environment. I'm going to speak to the libs that only care about the environment. It's like the difference between carbon neutral and carbon negative. Like carbon neutral just means like, hey, we didn't fuck up the planet further while we built this. Whereas carbon negative is like, actually, this building process, we're creating things that is actually like taking carbon out of the atmosphere and putting it in the right places. Like, so for the environmentalists that only care about trees, not for colored people, that like Biden is literally just doing like not doing good. He's just not doing the worst, lowest expectations possible. And so like I do agree with you. Like this is better than the lowest expectations we've ever seen in our lives. But I still don't take that as a positive. I just say like, hey,
it's the bare minimum he can do.
You have a little bit of humanity in you, sick. But we're holding our people to higher standards, you know?
100% agree with everything you said. And I would just also add to just kind of build on it. It's not about celebrating Biden at all. Because no president, as you said earlier, or somebody said earlier, really does anything. It's about the communities taking whatever we need for ourselves. And I think that this community has the power to do that here in Seattle. I think it's more possible under a Biden administration. So that's a slight positive, but it's still up to us as a community to do it, no matter what.
Hear you. How do you plan to move forward, Alex, now that Biden has been elected? And I know you said you feel as though it's a little easier to get what we want. What are your plans moving forward to help
meet the demands of the BLM movement and the Abolish ICE movement, and many more that have come along with this.
Yeah, I mean, really, the demands of your movement are mostly directed at local, at city officials. There's one federal ask, I think, but the rest of them are all at city officials. So I think that's where we got to put our energy going forward, is on our city officials to try to actually get them to move on some of this stuff. You know, there was just a city council vote yesterday where I believe they took out 20% of the SPD budget.
Was it 20? I
But
thought it was less.
17.
It was,
I thought it was 17.
yeah, it was lower than the promise is the point. So now it's time to put
Yeah,
the heat
they all
on, right?
told us 41% last year.
And then
We
there's
only got
also
17, came up with 17.
they also have money in there to hire in 2021, and that's something we really can put a stop to. There's hire for, I don't know how many, but I think enough for, you got numbers over there. How much hiring money do they have for 2021 for SPD? They have a lot.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know that.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just they have a lot of money in the budget.
I believe it's 1 million that they have that's for hiring, and right now, I know today I was seeing a lot about it. People actively reaching out to council members to not hire any more police officers because that doesn't.
Police actually increase the crime rates. They don't lower them.
Yeah, but that doesn't give us what they had promised, which is defunding SPD by 50%. And so hiring more on is going to be more salaries, more benefits, and more money from the city.
Yeah, because with their proposal right now, it takes their budget down from $409 million to $340 million, something like that. And that's not half, man. That's not even close to 17%.
We were being nice when we asked for half. That was us like giving you like
a starting point.
No, I mean you're right. I mean honestly, I don't want to use the same analogy, but right, going from just to back to common decency should not be the ask, right? It should be let's go a little bit further. But unfortunately, we are where we are. So let's at least get to common decency first.
Right, I agree with you. Thank you, Alex. We're going to invite
All
Nina
right.
to speak. Appreciate you.
Have a good one. Back at you.
Okay, now I learn how to do this. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, now we wait for Nano to join. And if anybody else wants to join to put their piece in. Nano. Hi, baby.
Oh, hello. Hello, everyone.
To match ours. There you go.
There we go. Hello, I'm Nano, they, them pronouns. Happy to be able to talk to people. So I have some thoughts when it comes to thinking about the celebration or feelings that people are having with Biden being elected president. And I want to take a step before that and have people really do some self-reflection to think about why Trump scared them so much. Why was it that having more years of Trump was so bad to so many people? And it's because 4 more years of Trump was having a worse system than we already have, than we've had for hundreds of years. Moving away from a designed government that already is oppressing and still enslaving Black and BIPOC people, but moving into a state of where the Constitution's going out the window. We're moving to a state of like straight up fascism, and it scared a lot of people. Sorry, what was that?
Fuck the Constitution anyways. Like, if we want to uphold the Constitution.
Yes. And that scared a lot of people. But a lot of people have already been scared within the system that we already have. And the reason that Trump was so scary to more people is because your power, your privileges, and your ability to live in your bubble and to ignore what's happening in the rest of the world and benefit off of what's happening to Black, Indigenous, and BIPOC individuals in this country, now it was spilling over to a worse system where it was affecting you and your privilege. And that's why you were so scared. The past 160 plus days have not been about Trump or Biden. They've been about liberation and working to dismantle a system that has been built since before this country was even founded on enslaving and damaging Black, Indigenous, BIPOC individuals, and using them to gain benefit and to create security, safety, and privilege in your happiness if you are so lucky to live in that privileged bubble. So with Biden, so you were scared. You want to celebrate because it does feel like a win to you. But that win is actually just a return to you feeling comfortable in your space, you feeling removed from the damages that are happening all around you, that you are complicit in if you are not actively doing something to stop them. So take those moments to really reflect on why this president, this current president that we still have a few months of, was so terrifying to you. And think about, what is it about Biden and Harris that truly actually makes you happy? Because Biden and Harris have been not just complicit in this incredibly unjust, racist, and terrible system that this country has, but they've actively worked to reinforce it and make it worse. The crime bill, sorry, what was that?
Go ahead, sorry, Ben.
If you think about the crime bill and the record of prosecution that this now newly elected administration have, the damages, especially to the Black community, are horrific and horrendous. It creates and reinforces the ability for this country to enslave people, its own citizens, to lock them away for even longer amounts of time, and to reinforce and maintain a society where you have people living in desperation, punished for living in desperation, and then using the punishments to then manufacture and to basically manufacture the privilege that white people, non-Black people get to live off of. To have our privilege. That is what this newly elected administration has actively worked to do and make even worse. That's something that we need to absolutely recognize. We've not been out in the streets for either president, but Biden and Harris now means that the system they are representing the system, the very system that we have been fighting to dismantle. So it means that now the real work begins. When Biden and Harris were announced as the winner, my feeling wasn't celebration. My feeling was, now the work actually begins. Now we actually are able to continue to fight to dismantle this system, not having to fight against an even worse system being put into place. Now we can actually fight this fight because they are just maintaining this very system.
I agree with you 100%. Do you want to go over our plan? Do you want to go over our plan?
Yeah, I want like very much agreeing with what you're saying. Like I think like along the lines of the general topic of this chat is, how do we move forward? And I think one of the, personally for me, I think my first step, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think my first step is holding them accountable. Holding them accountable to the actions of their past, and holding them accountable to their promises very recently. Unfortunately today I didn't quite get through writing down notes about what they have promised in this campaign trail. I've gone through what they haven't promised, but I would just like to read something real quick about how there's a sharp confrontation between this movement and who is this new administration. How it's actually actually sharply against each other. And I would like to ask you if you have anything to add to this now. But real quick, just want to read off a list of things I was thinking of earlier today. How Biden and Harris do not support a single five-star flag in the country. Joe Biden fought to reintroduce school segregation, fought to reintroduce segregation in the North as a young senator in the 70s, and actively tried to get the Brown versus Board of Education ruling of 1954 overturned. Fought for resegregating. When he was elected as senator at the youngest possible age to become to hold office. In this entire span of history that he has been in office, he went from youngest possible to become senator, and now he's the oldest ever president. So we're going to go over that history real quick, starting with the first thing he did was he wanted to resegregate schools. Super sick. This is not a person for this movement. Next, Joe Biden actively supported and aided the expansion and militarization, keyword militarization, of police that started under Bill Clinton's term. A lot of people don't realize that militarized police is fucking brand fresh, new as hell. Like, that started in the 90s under Bill Clinton. Like, when people think about cops, wearing like a fabric shirt and like having a nice cap on, when did that turn into bulletproof armor and helmets 24/7 every time they see a protest? That started under Bill Clinton, heavily aided, influenced, and supported by Joe Biden. Like, he was a major voice in that. Joe Biden was the literal architect of the 1994 crime bill, officially known as the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which granted billions of dollars to states for the express purpose of building more and larger prisons. Like his biggest focus in the 90s was, how can we get more prison for profit? Like, that's what he was hyped on. And Joe Biden, like, this isn't like a major line, but he touted the super criminal line of the 90s, which, like, teenagers, and referenced all of them as criminals. Just generalized criminality amongst black youth. Moving on to Kamala. Kamala made it a habit, made it like a nightly ritual to put trans women into men's prisons. I could stop there. Kamala also kept thousands of black men in jail past their sentences, past their legally allotted sentences for profit. Like, literally just so that somebody else made money, not even so that she got money, just so that the state got more money. Kamala Harris reinforced and reinvigorated the so-called war on drugs, so that, like literally just for more imprisonment, which so disproportionately affects black people in this country. And talking about moving past that, when she was asked about legalizing cannabis, she just laughed and moved on. You like smoking weed? She laughed about you being able to smoke weed and moved on. I think that these are important things to highlight because we need to equip ourselves. We need to equip ourselves with the knowledge of why these are not our people. These are not our candidates. We need to know why they're not, so that when we speak to people that are becoming complacent or happy about this election, they need to know why it is not actually, like, have concrete reasons to see this is not good.
I think also, just to like kind of jump in, also when we get like when we got like Obama, and and same when we're getting Kamala.
It feels right to say Kamala, but it's Kamala.
Yeah, also getting her in office, they are just pawns of the system. They could be as good as we want, which Kamala is not, but they can be as good as any angel, but as soon as they participate in this system is where they get fucked up. Because their hand is pushed. They're forced to do these things and they're no longer good people, and I just want us to keep that in mind. Nino, I think we're gonna end it with you on the live. because it doesn't look like we have any more requests. And I have to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, love y'all so much.